Alright everyone, welcome back to the first Rakgoska open round of 64. I'm bringing you this Protoss versus Zerg. We've got DefseOne spawning as the green Protoss here in the southern position on Zelnaga Caverns. And in the northern position we have Mohrscircle spawning as the orange Zerg. And we've got Mohrscircle currently seated 4th, and his opponent DefseOne currently seated 13th. And this is the MLG's version of Zelnaga Cavern, so we've got these two bunkered supply depots just to prevent any kind of wall off from happening. And you see the same thing is down here as well. Meanwhile, we do have DefseOne getting his first pylon set up, and Mohrscircle is currently just holding back. Probably going to be going for either an early expo, which is very common for Zergs, or the not so common but still very viable, good strong defensive opening, which is by going for that gas pool build so you can get speedlings up right away, just to help protect your base from any kind of zealotry, which can end up doing a lot of damage if you're not careful. Gateway is now coming up for DefseOne. And there goes that initial scouting worker. And judging by the fact that he's getting this gas first, it looks like it's going to be a gas pool. But a little later, it looks like he got that on 15. Or it looks like we might have gotten it on 14, but hasn't. There goes the pool. Alright, pool is on its way. And doing the typical wall off as best as possible just to create kind of a little choke in your base. Meanwhile, I don't think Mohrscircle is actually scouted out yet. Looks like he's sending out a drone right now, wants to see what his opponent's up to. It looks like that gateway is just about finished. Cybernetics core should be on the way. I doubt we'll be seeing any kind of gateway pressure. And there we go, we have the spawning pool about 75% of the way done, and he is getting close to that 100 gas, so he will be able to. Oh, looks like he's pulling them off right away, right at 104. Nicely done. Just gonna start that speed and then get as many minerals as possible, throw down his expansion, and then go back into gas so he can get his layer tech going. Relatively standard play so far from both players. Nothing too sneaky. Nice little rally point here set up just so that that drone can keep good scout information going on. And unless their opponent builds a zealot, there's really nothing that he has to worry about. And here comes that expansion. And there it goes. Using the Zerglings to chase that probe away. Probe does know that that expansion is down, and that he is currently going to be behind one base of economic. And do they get the Zerg? Oh, there they go. Get the probe. No proxy pylons anywhere to be seen. We do have that hatchery now just about started. Metabolic boost is just about done. Another gateway going up here for our Protoss player. Could he be doing... Oh, are we getting a 4... Oh no, 2-gate robo. Interesting. Looks like he could be going for some Colossus play, but it looks like that robo bay is going to be spotted by this drone as it is still alive and being pesky, basically. I mean, that would suck to have a probe or drone in your base that long. Needs to get a stalker. Or... There we go, get a sentry out. Get rid of that drone. Stop him from seeing what you're doing. But it looks like we might be seeing some Colossi tech from DefseOne, as he did get that first robo bay very quickly, and has got both guys in gas right now. Warp gate research is started. As you can see, this still is played on the previous version of StarCraft. It's only at 140 seconds still. Third gateway is on its way. It's very interesting, and an immortal coming out. Not typically something you see every day, but hey, mortals are awesome. They do some pretty good damage. Especially since our Zerg player is going roaches, those immortals are going to help deal with that quite easily. And that sentry is up in case he needs to force field any of those ramps. Could definitely use the sentry to kind of poke out, maybe clear out a Zergling or two, and then pop back. There he goes, gets a nice little shot off on that. Maybe take the zealot and the sentry down and just pop off the Zergling outside your base just to keep it from getting any scouting information, or possibly keep that immortal back just so he doesn't see the fact that you have immortals. As you can see, he just sees the robo bay, but he doesn't know what the units are for that just yet. Spinecrawler and Lair Tech are on the way. Second Immortal's on the way out, so it looks like we're going to be doing Immortals plus Zealots. And the Zergling may have gotten a glimpse of that. Had he been paying attention, he probably would have seen that. Now Stalker's on the way. So he's going to have the Immortals to deal with the Spinecrawlers and the Roaches, and the Zealots, it looks like, to deal with the Zerglings. But it looks like we do have missile attacks on the way as well, so this could be an interesting clash of the Titans here. He's going to need to get his Expo up, though, if he wants to keep up with the Zerg player economically. Warp Gate research did now just finish. Alright. 12 Zerglings are on the way right now, making his grand total up to 20 Zerglings, which is quite a bit of Zerglings. That's a lot of Zerglings. Woo, look at him go! And it looks like our probe is doing some sneaky, building a proxy pylon, good positioning on. Oh, looks like it's been spotted. That's not good. Oh, cancel that, cancel that. Oh, looks like he did get the cancel. Alright, good. Now we have this small push here coming from our. No push. Alright, no, doesn't want to push. Could definitely get over here though and pick off that Overlord just to keep the supply down. Make him build Overlords instead of those pesky attacking units or the drones. He's got the 4 Stalkers there. Gonna clear this watchtower. Probably should clear the other watchtower just to keep the Zergs, or the Zerg's vision minimized as much as possible. Because a Zerg in the dark is a dead Zerg, as we all know. A lot of Roaches just got made to add into this army, but with those couple of Immortals and Stalkers. Oh no, he's got the Stalkers in front. The Stalkers are taking the brunt of the damage. That's no good. Immortals are firing on the Zerglings and not the Roaches. Now the Immortals are starting to fire on those Roaches, doing massive amounts of damage here. It's definitely going to want to have to regroup, warp in a couple more units. There we go, get some more units before you start to head back in. 26 Zerglings on the way. Those Zerglings are going to get a nice surround and probably be able to take this out. I don't know what he's going to be able to do to hold this back. And looks like the first Immortal gets taken out. Will the second Immortal get taken out? Definitely need to use those Immortals to target fire down the Roaches. Use the rest of the units to focus on the Zerglings. Second Immortal gets taken out. And the third Immortal gets taken out. And it looks like these Roaches are going to stay alive and push back this Protoss Death Ball. Wow. It almost feels like I've casted this game already. Interesting. Except I think the last one was like the pylon was here and he was able to hold off. Interesting though, we're starting to see Immortals versus Zerg. It's not something you quite see very often. Usually you see those Colossi and they just kind of poke through the units and do quite a bit of damage. The expansion is now on the way for our Protoss player. We do have several Roaches, 6 Roaches to be exact, sitting outside here. But with these 2 Stalkers, those Roaches probably will get chased away, or they'll be able to take out those 2 Stalkers and do quite a bit of damage to the base. Third expansion is on the way for our Zerg player. Here comes the stream of Zerglings, and I think this is going to be GG, folks. I don't know if he's going to have the standing army to be able to counteract this, as he did basically focus on building his base, watching the armies now trade paint with each other, and it looks like these Zerglings and these Roaches are just going to be too much for this Protoss army. And now Zerglings are streaming up into the main base, Roaches are working on the expansion, and it looks like drones probably being pulled off the line to deal with these Zerglings, but I don't think they're going to be enough. Zealots now warping in from the back, getting to get a nice surround on those Zerglings, and they should be able to take those out. But meanwhile, this expansion is going down now, using the Roaches probably to go in there and clean up the rest of this base, as the economy for our Protoss player is pretty much shattered. He's down to 6 probes. He's got nothing left. 10 minerals, 6 probes. This is definitely going to be a GG. He's just going to have to make his final stand. Taking out the rest. Oh, and the Roaches burrow to regenerate. That's dirty. And there goes the rest of the Zealots now. And this is definitely going to be GG. Ooh, we got Roach burrow speed, our burrow movement. And there's the GG from DefseOne. If you like this game and want to see more like it, please subscribe to my channel down below. And as always, have a great day. Looks like the players are just chattering amongst themselves.